building Jewish identity and community while making the world a more just and sustainable place. These are goals of Jewish community farms. Over the past decade, observers of Jewish education have seen a growing interest in experiences that integrate Jewish learning with outdoor food and environmental issues. In January 2015, Jewish community farmers from North America and Israel came together to shape the contours of this growing field. The convening took place here in Encinitas, California, where the Leichtag Foundation is developing a Jewish community farm that's inspired by those that have come before us.
In 2001, when I started the Adama project in Connecticut, as far as I know, there weren't any other projects that called themselves Jewish community farms in the United States.
Adama was the first and only Jewish farm-based education program. We were really the first that sort of went off and were an outpost, and it was really hard. We didn't have any network, any movement. We had a lot of peers and friends and supporters, but no real field whatsoever.
Today there are at least 15 or 16 projects around the country that range in scope from a quarter of an acre to 16 acres, reaching thousands of people all over the country.
You know, amazing places and really on the radar of the federation system, of major funders.
Each year we see more Jewish community farm projects sprouting up, and there are communities who want to see Jewish community farms develop in their communities, but they're not the people or the resources to make it happen.
To hear from Chip Edelsberg from the Jim Joseph Foundation about sort of how some of the funders see us and what we can do to build this field, to learn about field building and what those steps are.
You're going to want to be able to sit in front of stakeholders and define what a field is, because language matters. If in fact you embark on an endeavor of building a field.
We've arrived in one sense, but in another sense we have finally achieved that sort of foothold that hopefully we need to kind of take the next step and really make a big impact.
I'm incredibly grateful to have the opportunity to come together with my peers, who many of them I've known for a long time, but we have never come together as sort of leaders of independent organizations.
So we're in an entirely new ballgame. We're in the first inning of an extraordinary journey of developing a new type of North American Jewish institution.
So by the next Shemitah year, where will we be? I think certainly we'll be in a place where this nascent field will be a bona fide field that has standards of practice, best practice, real shared identity, stronger funding, and really knowledge disseminated, strong knowledge base and dissemination really throughout the core organizations and really emerging organizations.
Chip said to us essentially, you ought to think of yourselves as a field, because you are a field, and if you start to think about yourselves that way, you'll start to think much more strategically in terms of growth and impact. And that'll be good for you, it'll be good for the movement, and it'll be good for all of what we're trying to accomplish, which is thriving Jewish life in North America that has one foot grounded in our tradition and another foot grounded in activating ourselves and our communities to be agents for Tikkun Olam in this world.